Hey, it's your boy Crypto Expat, back with another video, and in this video I'm going to break down this 14-page report on Zilliqa. This is the November 2020 edition. This is going to reveal some really key information that you want to know about Zilliqa moving forward into 2021, so stick around. Welcome back to the channel. Really appreciate you coming back. If you're a new visitor, welcome. If you're a returning visitor, welcome back. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell notification, because then when I upload my videos, you will get notified immediately. So let's break it down. This report came out, literally I got my hands on it a couple of hours ago. And instead of boring you with the 14 pages and reading through all the text and understanding, I decided to just break it down for you in bite-sized pieces so you can absorb the information fast. So this is the table of contents: technology, scalability, blockchain trilemma, the Zilliqa approach, Zilliqa sleeping giant, latest developments ecosystem, growth of the ecosystem, market potential, strategic partners, product risks, and AMA questions. So this is really cool. So let's break it down. So these are the key points. Zilliqa's approach on the blockchain trilemma. All right. So the trilemma, if you're not sure what they're talking about, this is the blockchain trilemma, and it's a issue between scalability, security, and decentralization. And this is occurring because as blockchains, as more members come on and more and more users start using the blockchain, there's a scalability issue, and then we're seeing already that with Ethereum 1.0, which they're saying Ethereum 2.0 is going to solve this. However, Zilliqa's already a step ahead of Ethereum, and they've already solved this blockchain trilemma to a certain degree. Sharding to ensure scalability, practical mezzanine fault tolerance and ensure decentralization, and Zilliqa to ensure security. So that's how they're going to solve it, or how they are solving it. The growth strategy, ZIL Hive. So this is basically like a project that is set up to help projects built on the Zilliqa blockchain. Right now it's in its infancy. It's been around, but it's just very slow at the moment, okay? And I've already done a previous video about Zilliqa reaching to $1. The activity in the ZIL Hive is very, very minimal. And for Zilliqa to get to what people want, $1, there's some serious action that has to happen. Like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dApps need to be built on the Zilliqa blockchain for it to grow and give Zilliqa more of a use case and lock up more of that supply. And that's simply not happening right now. We've got the latest developments with ZilSwap, which is a good initiative. Next generation decentralized exchange and Zilliqa ecosystem. Governance, Zilliqa compliant fungible governance token, which is ZIL, and market making. Then we've got the market potential. Okay, most of this stuff is in Southeast Asia and India. Then they're talking about entering financial products and using that avenue, which could be a potential avenue to grow the market with Zilliqa. And they talk about strategic partners, over 50 joint venture capitalists, and innovative partnerships with Xfires and HG Exchange. The product risks, product penetration, high competitive market, obviously other blockchains out there, and accessibility issues of Zilliqa, which is the programming language, which is not as user-friendly, I guess, than Solidity, which is what Ethereum uses. Okay, so this is really important and worth mentioning, the lifespan of these companies. So back in 1958, it was 61 years. And now it's only 18 years because of this technology cycle. So these companies are basically dying off because they're not innovating, and basically 18 years, they're disappearing. A lot of these companies are disappearing. And that's because of innovation and technology. Okay, we scroll down here, number of active addresses and Bitcoin transaction fees. So this sort of goes into it talks about problem points with Ethereum and Bitcoin, and then it kind of leads into what they're talking about. A consequence of increased accessibility is that this led to an influx of investors and users, which led to problems with exchanges and transaction fees. So, if we're talking just recent events, obviously this has happened over the last 10 years, but recent events we're talking about now PayPal. Okay, so PayPal have come on board. They had 300 million customers. They've opened the US customers, and then they're going to open up the rest of the world in January. So it's going to give Ethereum and Bitcoin huge problems. All right, and this is what they're talking about. In other words, scalability couldn't match the increased demand. This led to direct problems as transaction fees grew overnight, and in this case, exchanges led to temporary malfunctions. We saw that with Ethereum with CryptoKitties. The amount of high-performing blockchains is growing. These blockchains can scale to match the certain amount of demand. The interest of cryptocurrencies is increasing with the day. More and more people are getting drawn into cryptocurrency space. The same trend is observable with the increasing amount of active Bitcoin wallets, especially with increased wallets with 0.1 BTC or less, and the decreasing wallets of 100 BTC. The market is getting more diverse, and the gap between the number of whales and small retail investors is getting more narrow. These are signs of the market slowing, maturing. However, there's still plenty of room to move. Then they talk a little bit more. The lack of scalability with the current Bitcoin network is problematic and imminent problem for the Bitcoin ecosystem. The amount of high-performing blockchains is growing. These blockchains can handle the amount of transactions per second. These blockchains can scale to the demands of investors, which leads to low transaction fees and quick transactions. However, the issue with the increasing block sizes eventually gets impacted. The size of the block is scalable until the certain stage, and if that stage is reached, it will lead to bandwidth issues and computational issues. So this, we saw this with Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash wanted to go one way, Bitcoin Core didn't want to, and then there was a split. The most promising tech-savvy scalability technology within the blockchain is sharding technology. The technology allows transactions to be broken up in shards, and different unique nodes solely verifies certain shards. Here's like a graphical representation of what they're talking about here. So instead of 1,000 nodes processing one transaction, you would have the nodes breaking down into different transaction types, and this would increase performance. So you've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 transactions, like times X transactions, and this is what gives Zilliqa its speed with the use of sharding. Effectively performing parallel process to speed up the system. Ethereum will use this technology to increase the scalability of the ecosystem in their Ethereum 2.0 upgrade. However, implementing sharding is relatively hard considering it adds complexity and hurts security. There are a few projects which were able to pull it off. One of these is Zilliqa. So this is kind of like the unique selling proposition right now, because Zilliqa has already fixed this, has already achieved this milestone. Then they talk a little bit more. The Zilliqa team is one of the first to successfully implement sharding technology. This allows lightning fast transactions with an extraordinary low fee, allow users to perform several transactions without worrying about transaction costs. So again, Bitcoin, Ethereum, they're having scalability issues. What sets Zilliqa apart is the method of being decentralized and trustless and having potential to remain on a large scale, as I mentioned before. The blockchain trilemma is the limitation and interdependency of transaction speed, security, and decentralization. Okay, so I showed you that image before. The Zilliqa approach. To achieve this, they have several controlling points within the blockchain to ensure the fairness of balance. Zilliqa tries to ensure the balance is fair with sharding, protocol, Byzantine fault tolerance, PBFT, and Zilliqa. Sharding begins with assigning nodes to certain sizes. This requires a mechanism that is partially independent of the sharding system, and to make it fair, Zilliqa handles this by using 600 nodes. The reason behind this is that using 600 nodes and assuming 1/4 of the node of a shard are malicious, there is a probability of 1 out of a million that a shard will turn malicious. As you can imagine, a malicious shard will then have a negative influence and potentially try to influence any decision-making process, a ZIL attack. This really talks more about the Byzantine fault tolerance and this ZIL attack and the shard size here. The security of the blockchain is decisive for the reputation of the blockchain. Zilliqa uses Zilliqa to ensure that the smart contracts are safe and secure. Solidity smart contract language used by various blockchains, most notably Ethereum, has its fair share of vulnerabilities and attacks. The DAO hack was one of the most notable attacks and occurred in the early development of Ethereum. It talks about the sleeping giant with Zilliqa from the points that we just discussed. Zilliqa is one of the most promising blockchain projects in the current industry. Zilliqa has excellent answer to the blockchain trilemma. It handles transactions fast and can scale while being decentralized and secure. So this is good news when you see a lot of development on GitHub. It's 55th out of 224 major cryptocurrencies commits, and commits are basically when they update their code or anything on their project. They can put it in GitHub and they're ranked 55. So when you see a lot of commits, it shows that the actual project is being worked on by the devs, even though you may not see any price movement. All you need to do is go to GitHub, find their GitHub, and you'll see how much work they're actually putting into the project. That's a little secret tip for you. So Zilliqa launched their DEX in August 2020, which is a ZIL swap, and it's developed by Switcheroo, developer of cryptocurrency platforms. ZIL swap can only use a fraction of the Ethereum network fees, considering that Zilliqa is much more capable to match demand in comparison to Ethereum. Liquidity is crucial to the DEX, and provide this ZIL swap will support ERC20 tokens by the Ethereum bridge in Q4. So this is going to be huge, because then basically what this means is it can operate on the ZIL swap and bridge it to the Ethereum liquidity. Okay, liquidity on Ethereum. Newly built projects will have access to liquidity on Zilliqa without the struggle of potential listing fees of exchanges. People that staked Zilliqa, they also got this governance token, and I talk about this in my other video, and there's only 772,700 GZIL. Talks a little bit more about ZIL. One of the consequences of potential decrease in liquidity is increase in slippage and exchanges. The growth of the ZIL swap ecosystem. Zilliqa ecosystem is growing, and dozens of dApps are being built on the ecosystem, with notable dApps such as Unstoppable Domains and Krypton. The Zilliqa ecosystem has integrations with Chainlink and ensures smart contracts access to real world data. This is probably the bottleneck right now. There's not enough dApps being built on this, but all this stuff takes time. People want fast returns. They want to see Zilliqa go to $1, but it's not going to happen until real work is being built on the Zilliqa blockchain. That's just how simple as it gets. And dApps take a long time to develop. Okay, Ethereum has got hundreds of dApps, but how long has it taken Ethereum? A long time. There are currently 8 projects, only 8 projects, that's all. Okay, it just talks about how there's a strong focus in Southeast Asia and India. That seems to be where they're focusing on. This Rupian token, which is a project on Zilliqa, is the most likely adopted Rupian-backed stablecoin that aims to drive more exclusive and open financial system within the country, and is actively being supported by Zilliqa with their ZIL Hive fund. Considering that 51% of the people of Indonesia are unbanked, and the stablecoin could revolutionize the financial Indonesian industry. So that is very, very crucial if they get that happening faster. These are strategic partners. Okay, obviously a lot of big name investors, Polychain Capital, BitBlock, Block Ventures, Bitcoin Sushi. Like, there's some big names here that have poured a lot of money into Zilliqa. These are the partnerships, as you can see here. Also very high profile partnerships. Okay, so this is just basically a breakdown of the Zilliqa compared to Ethereum, Cardano, Neo, and EOS. You can see here that the ones that you need to take special attention to is the transactions per second, so it's the fastest, 2,828 transactions per second. As we go here to their Medium article, the Zilliqa network is promising results. They managed to achieve 2,448 transactions per second with 6 shares, 600 nodes per shard. But this isn't even the system maxed out. The stress test performed on Zilliqa with 6 shards came back to 100,000 transactions per second. As blockchain matures and more nodes become live, Zilliqa could easily excel these numbers. So the technologies there was sharding, and as they grow their node network, they can increase their transaction speed without sacrificing scalability. Now, obviously, Ethereum 2.0 is coming out soon, but it's not going to go to proof of stake for like probably 2 years, I believe. If I'm wrong there, correct me, put some comments below. I'm not 100% up to date with the Ethereum network, okay? So yeah, comment below. Zilliqa uses Zilliqa, which is one of the clear benefits increasing security. However, one of the major negative effects of Zilliqa is harder language than Solidity to access. Developers are considered intermediary smart language. So basically, it's more advanced, and newbie developers can't use Zilliqa as easy as they can with Solidity. Okay, so that's kind of like the barrier at the moment. Okay, so we'll quickly do the community questions. What is the reason why the team is mainly focused on the Southeast Asia market? Yeah, they're basically currently working in these areas at the moment because of the partnerships. Are the projects moving from Ethereum network to Zilliqa network, and how many projects are taking this opportunity? We don't have concrete data. Yes, there are projects moving from Zilliqa to Ethereum, most notably because of the high fees. One of the projects is called UFFS, uffsports.com. They are currently working and integrating with Zilliqa and preparing for launch. Stay tuned. Last year, Zilliqa did sell tokens, which led to distrust in the team. Why is this so? Well, they do it again. And basically, they just said they needed to use the funds to develop the ecosystem further. If you had to choose one clear advantage on Ethereum besides the speed and transactions, what would it be, and why would it be an advantage? Zilliqa leverages proof of work to establish, identifies, and perform sharding. However, unlike several existing blockchain platforms such as Ethereum and Bitcoin, Zilliqa does not employ proof of work to achieve consensus. This provides several advantages. Proof of work can be performed after, say, every few hundred blocks as a result of high energy costs often associated with proof of work would not apply with Zilliqa. In fact, we estimate the cost of Zilliqa node will be 1/10 of running an Ethereum node today. Since miners reach consensus on several blocks with a single proof of work, Zilliqa ensures a much more stable payout and low variance. Furthermore, Zilliqa implies that the processing fee per transaction will be very low. In many of today's popular blockchains, users have to complete a few transactions processed per second. As a result, transactions with low inefficiency fees experience delays in processing. Such issues will significantly alleviate in Zilliqa as the number of transactions processed per second becomes several hundred and more beyond. Zilliqa will support smart contract platform with formally verifiable language that is sharding friendly. It will also allow users to commute programs in parallel, harnessing the full computational capacity of the mining network. For instance, the Zilliqa platform will allow users to distribute advertising networks, decentralize exchanges, conduct parallel auctions, deploy map, reduce style trading algorithms, and run shared economies, etc. Lastly, how will Zilliqa be sustainable and especially have the edge on direct competitors, considering the high competitive market Zilliqa is in? They are focused on building robust design for our blockchain from start and developed a safe by design smart contract language that fits well with the protocol. Proof of stake consensus mechanism example is what new and hasn't been battle tested yet for smart contract protocols. So they're saying this is why projects like Ethereum are very careful moving to 2.0 as is very experimental. This applies to all the other new consensus mechanisms that are being developed and tested. Proof of work, on the other hand, has battle tested for 10 years and now PBFT has strong academic roots. It is extremely important to ensure that smart contracts deployed on the blockchain are bug-free and safe. As you can see recently in the news, there have been many hacks and problems with Ethereum due to unsafe smart contracts. We therefore also developed Zilliqa to prevent this. Both advantages mentioned above, we think we can give us their edge. That's kind of it broken down as simple as I can put it. There's a lot of developments coming with Zilliqa. It's going to just need more time. However, the infrastructure is already built and it's already working. Just the smart contract side of it is still in development, and the Ethereum bridge, which is coming out later. Let me know your thoughts below. What do you think will happen if Ethereum 2.0 launches compared to Zilliqa? What will happen? And let us know if you know the latest on Ethereum 2.0. I don't think that proof of stake will actually be fully operational for a couple of years, but I could be wrong. Let me know your comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.
Are you new to crypto and DeFi? You're not sure how to navigate through the scams and keep away from the sharks trying to steal your crypto? This space can be very daunting for newbies. That's why we created 100xcryptoacademy.com. This is not just a course on DeFi, yield farming, and investing, but a real community of like-minded crypto enthusiasts who believe crypto is the key to financial freedom. You'll get 50+ HD on-demand videos, ongoing research analysis and pre-screened, ICO and pre-sales, 4 weekly webinars per month, with live Q&A, private access to our exclusive forum, and our vibrant Telegram group for live chat and updates. All for a low monthly investment. Check out our Patreon at 100xcryptoacademy.com.